Ahoy, hoy, hoy! Greetings and salutations to you people of the interwebs. So today we're going to be looking at this guy. This is Transformers Legacy Core Class Bomb Burst. He's another one of those core class figures that's based around a Pretender. Now this for me is one of the main three Decepticon Pretenders, especially because they were in Master Force was Blood. So he's like this vampiric bat type transformer. We're going to get him out, and I wish sometimes they'd just go for the name Blood rather than Bomb Burst, because Blood is going to be fine. Bomb Burst is probably going to ruin my algorithm with YouTube. Thanks, Hasbro. So it comes out in a little doodad. So a little piece of cardboard. He's got his wing weapons and his little axe, sword, pick, whatever you want to call it, on there. Plastic-free packaging, apart from the twisty ties, which is weird because they didn't have some cardboard or paper-based twisty ties with previous waves when they used plastic in the packaging. So why they've gone back to these ones, it's very curious, isn't it? So we'll get that out. He's strapped in like some kind of lab experiment, like that. We can release him. And it comes out like so. Let's adjust his feet. Yeah, a little waggle. Nothing seems to be too loose on there. Let's see, there's probably a way that this actually goes in, like clips in rather than just being loose. Yeah, there's a peg and port. We just need to it doesn't seem to be wanting to go in tightly at this time, but you know, we'll do that afterwards when we're not on video. So yeah, a little bit of a slightly loose at those legs, but you know, you don't really tend to just wobble your Transformers by the leg unless you're an idiot, which I am. Stay down, right? Yeah. So again, I think with this guy, let's see, we got anything. The head sculpt is a little goofy. That is like that. He's got a bit of like a hey, little goofy hey going on with his big old ears and stuff. So I think they could have made that slightly less goofy and more terrifying, but it is what it is. He's just a happy bat robot. I like that it kind of looks quite this metallic blue. Is it metallic or is it just blue? It's shiny blue anyway. It's glossy blue in the ears, and the design on them looks quite techy. So it looks like there's something going on there. He's got these little claw details around on the chest, which I presume mimics the toy. Because of the way it's designed, it doesn't have like the space of the waist to do a belt detail, which I think is unfortunate because I'd like for him to match up with Iguanus in that. And again, we've got like these sculptures for the armoured pauldrons and such on there. The head itself is on a swivel, not a ball joint. Ball joints at the elbows, so you can get him. Their shoulders, Richard. But I'm not lying. There are ball joints at the elbows. So that's okay. We can get away. Nothing at the wrists. Got those block of detail there on the underside, so you can't do some fancy wielding of a weapon from, you know, reverse grip. Because, you know, holding a weapon reverse grip is always infinitely cooler than holding it normally. Waist swivel. It's very loose. It's very loose. It's just like butter. Again, depending on where you've got the crotch piece situated, there's plenty of split there and plenty of high kicking to be had. Again, ball joint knees, but yeah, the ball joints on the knees are a lot stiffer joint than the hips and the waist, so you're trying to bend in at the knee, and all this is kind of moving around. It's an action feature. Action feature. Look at that. Action feature. Action feature. Move, knee. So you hold that up like so. Could be a kicking feature. Just pull that, and he does a side kick. It could be a side kick. Is his size and the nice ankle tilt, as you would predict them to be at the ankles. And he's got a back toe and front toes. You could do a bit of pincing. You could do a bit of clamping with his foot, if you're into that kind of thing. No kink shaming. Accessory wise, yes, it comes with 3 accessories, so that's 2 more than Iguanas came with. He's got this little axe pick, bit of just metal that he's found that you can hit people with, like that. And he's got these wing blasters, so they can go on his side, and he can live his best kind of like, I wish I was a Seeker life, yeah. There he is. That is Bombburst. Here he is with your standard deluxe class Transformer with Transformers Kingdom Earth Mode Sideswipe. If you wanted him to hang out with 6-inch figures like Marvel Legends, here he is. It could just be a little minor annoyance to them. I have the matrix of leadership. You will do as I command. I have the power of the bats. I will hypnotize you. And again, it could just be a little robot foil for your 3 3/4 figures, just a little bit shorter, but twice as deadly. And if you're just going to hang around with Master of the Universe, here he is with our least favourite barista. It is a vape shop. Not the owner. He's the owner's mate who hangs around and be's annoying and has an opinion on what kind of thing you... Oh yeah, what kind of thing you're putting in your vape? Oh yeah, man. What kilowatts are you smoking it at? Yeah. Shut up. It's not an art form. It's just a thing. And obviously, we want to see him next to Iguanas. Iguanas is... It's taller, man. So it makes his little happy-go-lucky face even more kind of a little bit, because he's like the little runty guy. Where really, because he's one of the main 3, I'd expect him to be a bigger guy, and with Skullgrin coming out, he's going to be deluxe size. It's going to be quite funny just to have this little. Hey, I'm your old mate Bombburst. I didn't get the upgrade. I'm just a little guy. Yeah. He is a official Transformer, so he converts It, 9 steps apparently. Let's see about that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off. Oh, I didn't notice. Oh wow. So there's like a wing. There's like a skeletal wing detail on the underside of the wings on his gun. Yeah, I like that. I like it. It's like mechanical skeleton, if you know what I mean. Yeah. So let's see. He becomes a jet. So that easy enough step. Get the jet thing and pull that round. I'm gonna let's see, is there any way we can manipulate these and these? They just stick to the side. There's no kind of joints to, or do they pull out in any way? It does not seem that they do. Unless there's, can't see any movement here. And then we have these leg joints. You can see there's some slots here on the underboob. There's some tabs here on the feet. So we're going to scrunch these toes together. We're going to move those round. I'm going to presume that those kind of come up and down like so. And then we're going to see if there's anywhere that we'd like to peg these hands and arms into. There is a little tab and a little slot there on the armpit. It doesn't really particularly hold anything that well, but it's a living. If we do that, and then we peg these guns in again, let me get this. See. Yeah. So we get the spiky bits. I think we can I'm telling you what to do and it's not working out for me either, so let's see. It seems to me there should be a way that this locks into the plane mode. And that almost rests there. It doesn't quite. Let's have a look at this picture. Right, so that. There's always that one step, isn't there? That little fiddly bit that goes from... And it's not even like, this isn't the important thing. So we're gonna let that, let's break from the, that is exactly what I was trying to do. We're breaking the hard panther just for it to tell us what you're actually trying to do. But maybe just my... Okay. I've done the old thing of just telling it what to do. Sometimes it's like, how do I do this step? And it's like, oh dear me. And you pop out. How do I do this step? And it's like, I'm just going to have to apply a little bit more force than I feel comfortable applying. And then it works. So this is Bombburst in his play mode. And I'll tell you what, this is a lot, even though, you know, plane mode or space planes or whatever they are, the undersides are always trash. I mean, look at the expensive third-party wind blade that I did a month or so ago. So, as a core class figure, I think this plane mode or space jet mode is kind of successful. Yeah, you can see some hands back there. I'm sure that'll put Paul Farrelly off for life. But you've got your crunch there. You've got your, like, hey, that's just a blue plane that looks like his little pretender jet that he was. I quite like that. It's cute. It's dinky. It's a little desk toy. That's, you know, I think that's, there's a clear kind of thing with Transformers. You've got some Transformers that are the ones that they transform, and then, you know, we're glad they transform. However, they'll get fiddled with a couple of times, and they'll look beautiful, and they'll go on a shelf, and they'll look nice on display. You got Transformers that, you know, you can have lying around somewhere, and they're good in both modes. And, you know, your deluxe class Transformers and so on and so forth. You know, you transform them soon enough. Very few pieces to have around, and, you know, good solid figures. It could be on display, it could not be on display. You could just have them in a little box somewhere and do whatever with them. And then you get these guys who just beg to just be put on a desk, you know, near your computer, work or play or wherever, and just have a play around with every so often. You know, you're feeling a little bit stressed or something, you can just get this guy, you know, from next to the monitor, transform him a few times, put him in some silly poses, and then get back to work. You know what I mean? He's a good stress relief figure, and I think it's important to, you know, before you renounce a figure as trash because it's a little core class little shit, you've just got to remember what world it sits in and what kind of and he's a little goofy guy, and it's just fun. Do you remember that? Remember fun, kids? Oh, it was amazing. I had fun once. The days. Well, on that, I was going to say bombshell, but I used that in the last video. On that Bombburst. Fuck the algorithm. I've used bomb several times in the titles in my last couple of videos. My algorithm's fucked. Got to 1K subscriber and I'll be banned from YouTube for all my bomb content. be excellent to each other, party on, dudes, and because you deserve it, let's bomb the fists, shall we? Bisto! Fisto!